If you grew up feeling like nothing you did was ever good enough, if you were always walking on eggshells around your parents, if their mood controlled your entire world, you might have been raised by a narcissist. And that didn't just affect your childhood. It changed who you are today in ways you don't even realize yet. Growing up with a narcissistic parent rewires your brain. It shapes how you see yourself, how you relate to others, and how you move through the world as an adult. And here's what most people don't understand. You can spend decades not knowing this happened to you. Today, I'm breaking down 7 signs to know if you were raised by a narcissist. And if these resonate with you, I need you to know something important. It wasn't your fault. Sign number 1. You always felt like you were walking on eggshells. And I don't just mean you were nervous sometimes. I mean your entire childhood revolved around managing their emotions. You never knew what mood they'd be in when they came home. Happy, angry, silent. So you became an expert at reading their face, their tone, their body language. You learned to scan the room the second you entered it. And here's what that did to you. You developed hypervigilance. You became responsible for an adult's emotions when you were just a child. Your nervous system was constantly on high alert, waiting for the next explosion or the next cold silence. This wasn't normal childhood anxiety. This was survival mode. And the truth is, you're probably still doing this as an adult. You walk into a room and immediately assess everyone's mood. You adjust your behavior based on other people's feelings. You've spent your whole life managing emotions that were never your responsibility. Which brings us directly to the second sign, and this one explains so much about why you are the way you are. Sign number 2. Everything was always about them. Your achievements, your problems, your feelings, your life. None of it existed separately from how it affected them. You got good grades? That made them look like a great parent. You struggled with something? That was inconvenient to them. You wanted to talk about your day? They redirected the conversation back to themselves within minutes. Here's a specific example. Maybe you came home excited about winning an award at school. A healthy parent celebrates you. But a narcissistic parent makes it about them. I'm so proud. This reflects so well on our family. Or worse, well, I won that same award when I was younger, and I did it without trying. They couldn't let you have a moment that was just yours. Your spotlight always had to include them, or they'd dim it entirely. And over time, you learned something devastating. Your needs don't matter as much as theirs do. So you stopped sharing, you stopped asking for things, you made yourself smaller and smaller until you almost disappeared. And that pattern doesn't just go away when you turn 18. But here's where it gets even more damaging. And this is the third sign. Sign number 3. You became the parent. This is called parentification. And it's one of the most destructive things a narcissistic parent does. You had to manage their emotions when you were still a child yourself. If they were upset, you comforted them. If they fought with someone, you became the mediator. If they were stressed, you fixed it. You were their therapist, their emotional support, their caretaker. And if you had siblings, it got worse. You became the parent to them too. You made sure everyone was fed, everyone did their homework, everyone stayed quiet when the narcissistic parent was in a bad mood. You sacrificed your childhood to keep the peace. Here's what this does to you long term. You never learned how to be taken care of. You don't know how to receive support because you were always the one giving it. Even now, you probably struggle to ask for help. You feel guilty when someone does something for you. You're uncomfortable being vulnerable. You were robbed of your childhood, and you've spent your adult life still playing that same role, the fixer, the caretaker, the one who holds everything together while falling apart inside. Sign number 4. Affection was conditional and unpredictable. Love wasn't something you could count on. It came with strings attached, and it could be taken away at any moment. When you did what they wanted, when you made them look good, when you served their needs, they were warm. They were affectionate. They told you they loved you. But the second you disappointed them, that warmth vanished. They'd give you the silent treatment. They'd withdraw emotionally. They'd become cold and distant, and you'd be left desperately trying to figure out what you did wrong so you could fix it and earn their love back. This taught you something terrible. Love is something you have to earn. It's not given freely. It's not unconditional. It's a reward for good behavior and a punishment when you fail. And now, as an adult, you probably struggle with this in every relationship. You don't believe people can love you just for existing. You think you have to perform, achieve, or sacrifice to be worthy of love. You're terrified of making mistakes because mistakes mean losing affection. You never felt safe in your parents' love, and that wound runs deep. But it gets worse, because the 5th sign explains why you struggle so much with your own emotions. Sign number 5. You were never allowed to have feelings. If you cried, you were told you were too sensitive. If you got angry, you were punished. If you were sad, you were told to get over it. Your emotions were dismissed, minimized, mocked, or used against you. A narcissistic parent can't handle your feelings because they're too focused on their own. Your pain was inconvenient. Your needs were annoying. So what did you do? You learned to suppress everything. You stuffed your feelings down so deep that eventually you stopped knowing what you felt at all. You became numb. You smiled when you were dying inside. You said, "I'm fine," when you were falling apart. And here's the damage. You never learned how to process emotions in a healthy way. You don't know how to sit with sadness or anger or fear. You either explode after years of suppression, or you shut down completely. There's no middle ground because no one taught you how. Even now, you probably feel guilty for having needs. You apologize for crying. You think your emotions are a burden to others because that's what you were taught. This leads perfectly into the 6th sign, which might be the hardest one to accept. Sign number 6. They competed with you instead of supporting you. This is especially true if you're the same gender as the narcissistic parent. They were jealous of your youth, your potential, your happiness. Instead of celebrating you, they undermined you. Instead of building your confidence, they tore it down. Maybe your narcissistic mother couldn't stand that you were young and beautiful, so she criticized your appearance. Maybe your narcissistic father couldn't handle that you were succeeding, so he downplayed your achievements or took credit for them. They made you feel guilty for being happy. They made you feel bad for having opportunities they didn't have. They turned your relationship into a competition that you didn't even know you were in. And they made sure you never won. This is why you struggle with success. This is why you self-sabotage. This is why you feel guilty when good things happen to you. You were taught that your wins threaten other people, so you learned to make yourself small to keep the peace. A parent is supposed to want you to surpass them. A narcissistic parent sees that as a threat. And all of this, every single sign we've talked about, leads to the seventh and final sign. This is the one that proves it's real. Sign number 7. You still struggle with these patterns as an adult. The damage didn't stay in your childhood. It followed you. You're a people pleaser. You can't say no without feeling crushing guilt. You're afraid of conflict, so you avoid it at all costs, even when it hurts you. You're attracted to people who treat you the way your narcissistic parent did because it feels familiar. You overachieve, desperately trying to prove you're good enough, or you've given up entirely because nothing you do ever feels like enough. You can't accept compliments. You don't trust your own judgment. You second-guess every decision. You feel responsible for other people's emotions. You apologize for things that aren't your fault. You struggle to set boundaries because you were never allowed to have any. And the hardest part? You didn't even realize this was abnormal until recently. You thought everyone grew up this way. You thought you were the problem. But you're not. You were a child in an impossible situation, and you survived the only way you knew how. If you recognized yourself in multiple signs, I want you to hear this. You're not broken. You're not damaged beyond repair. You were shaped by something that wasn't your fault, and now that you see it, you can start to heal. Understanding this is the first step. You deserved a parent who celebrated you, protected you, and loved you unconditionally. You deserve to be a child, and even though you didn't get that then, you can give it to yourself now. Subscribe to the channel for more content on understanding toxic patterns, protecting your mental health, and breaking cycles that were never yours to carry. You deserved better then. You deserve better now.